Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, authorities are working to speed up the process of distributing aid to beneficiaries. Relief goods are now being pre-positioned in disaster-prone areas. And what are the plans of the Social Welfare Department under President Bongbong Marcos? Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo joins us live. Nearly 1 million ineligible beneficiaries are set to be removed from the government's conditional cash transfer program, or 4Ps. These include families without eligible household members or those who have already met the self-sufficiency stage. The Social Welfare Department also warns beneficiaries not to pawn their cash cards or use them for gambling. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Secretary Tulfo, welcome back to the source. It's Pinky, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Ay, magandang umaga, and thank you, Pinky, for inviting me again in your program.
It's good to see you. I know you've hit the ground running, sir. Pag-usapan po muna natin yung ayuda. Medyo maraming components po ito. Let's first focus dito sa TCT, or the Targeted Cash Transfer, that was actually implemented during the Duterte administration. What they were saying at that time was that there were 12.4 million households to receive 500 pesos for the next 6 months. Ito pa rin ho ba yung target na 12.4 million households?
Yes, Pinky, naipangako na yan ng former administration. Ayuda ito because of the skyrocketing of fuel prices and then food prices. So, ayuda ito ng gobyerno, 500 pesos per household. Tama ka, 12-point-something million identified dyan for the next 6 months. Kaya ang ginawa nga ng DSWD, pinagsama yung first and second month para sa isang tranche para 1,000 pesos, malaki-laki. Now, the problem is, wala siya kasi doon sa budget for this year. Actually, yung binigay na initially na 6 billion ay savings yan or galing yan doon sa Department of Budget and Management. I don't know how they sourced it out, pero instruction kasi yan ng dating Pangulo. Ngayon, ang problem namin ngayon, this administration is saan natin hahagilapin ulit yung dalawang tranches pa. Because actually, dapat mga 10 billion yan per tranche. Unfortunately, 6 billion lang naibigay. So, kailangan natin ng another 2 tranches pa, Ms. Pinky. Ito ang problem natin ngayon. Saan kukunin yung dalawang tranches?
Mm-hmm. So, it's clear. For those who will receive this, dapat yan ay 1,000, which makes up already 2 months. Ang nagastos niyo ho ba dito so far from the previous administration is 6 billion pesos for the 1,000 pesos for 2 months for the households. Tapos na po yun.
Hindi pa, meron pang ilang natitira na lang, Ms. Pinky, ang kailangan makatanggap. Pero kasi inuna yung mga nasa listahan para mabilis. Yung talagang target nito ay yung mga nasa 4Ps, yung mga social pensioner natin, at saka mga disabled. Yun ang inuna natin. Pero meron pa kasi ilan na talagang hindi pa nakasama dyan dahil kulang nga din talaga yung budget. Ngayon, yung dalawang tranches inaantay pa, hinahanapan na actually ng pondo yon, yung dalawang tranches pa.
Nakausap niyo na ho ba ang DPM regarding this? Because if this was supposed to start sometime in June and July, dapat po naghahanda na kayo for August and September.
The problem kasi, Ms. Pinky, the very big problem that we had is like nung tumama ang bagyong Odette, yung mga pondo binuhos doon. Kahit yung dito sa amin na funding natin, yung assistance for individual in crisis situation, nagamit para doon sa ayuda sa mga Typhoon Odette victims. Yun nga, hindi pa naibabalik sa amin ng Department of Budget and Management, pero they're working on it. Meron naman daw natitira pa para doon. Ito yung tinatawag na AIX or Crisis Intervention Funds para sa medical, pampalibing na mga kababayan natin na mahihirap, Ms. Pinky.
Yeah, na ibinibigay din. ng DSWD. Let me go back to the 1,000 pesos that was distributed so far. Out of the 12.4 million households, ilan na po ang nabigyan nitong 1,000 pesos?
Hindi pa lahat, Ms. Pinky. I'll have to check our records kasi we're doing so many things at the same time. We're working on the 4Ps. I have yet to meet with the department head or the program head on this sa TCT para ma-briefing tayo kung nasaan na kami. Kasi last I heard was like may natitira pang ilan na hindi nabibigyan at kailangan mapadalahan na nitong 500 pesos na sinasabi ng gobyerno na ibibigay sila sa kanila para ayuda dito sa sitwasyon na nangyayari sa atin ngayon, Ms. Pinky.
Would you have an estimate so far, Secretary, kung ilan na sa kanila nabigyan? Because tama po kayo, no? I know that you're also focusing on the 4Ps. That's why I said when we talk about ayuda, may ilang components to. Yung una nga, yung TCT or the targeted cash transfer dahil nga sa patuloy na pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina at basic commodities. Tapos yung isa naman po yung 4P. So going back to my earlier question, any average so far on how many have actually received the initial 1,000 pesos?
Mga 90% naman na, Ms. Pinky, and we're still working on the remainder na 10% or less, mga 90% na, Ms. Pinky.
Are you confident, Secretary, that mabibigay naman yung mga susunod pang tranche para dun sa 12.4 million households? Palagay niyo ba masosource niyo itong perang ito? Pwede bang umasa ang kababayan natin in this regard?
I have to ask Secretary Mena Pangandaman about this, Ms. Pinky, kung saan kasi hindi lang ang DSWD ang pinoproblema niya ngayon. There are other departments na kailangan tugunan din at this point at marami talagang humihingi. Nagkaroon kasi tayo talaga ng problem, Ms. Pinky, nung tumama ang bagyong Odette. I saw yung expenses na mga funds ng mga iba't ibang department ay kailangang hugutin para maitulong dito sa Odette victims. Let's not forget na 400 plus ang namatay dyan sa Typhoon Odette at saka billions and billions of infrastructure ang nasira and then billions din ang na-damage na mga crops natin, Ms. Pinky.
So basically, is it fair to say, Secretary, na hindi pa kayo sigurado 100% kung mabibigay yung second tranche at third tranche?
Yes, I have yet to talk to Secretary Pangandaman of DBM kasi nga may mga priorities din, Ms. Pinky, na kailangan tugunan at yung ibang department din, hindi lang kasi ang DSWD ang kailangang pagtuunan ng pansin, kundi yung iba pa mga departamento kailangan din nila ng tulong o ng funding, Ms. Pinky.
Ang entitled ho kasi dito, no, if we break it down, under the Duterte administration, 4 million na eligible sa 4Ps. Meron pong 6 million na tinatawag na non-4Ps. Tapos meron pang 2.4 million na tinatawag dun sa listahan. So okay, I know that this still needs to be discussed with the budget chief. So let's talk about 4Ps, sir. I know focused po din kayo dito. Sabi niyo po earlier, about an average of 1 million will be delisted under the 4Ps program. And there was a timeline that you gave about 3 to 4 weeks to cleanse the list of beneficiaries. I understand, of course, this was also one of the marching orders of President Bongbong Marcos. What is the update so far in terms of the delisting of the non-eligible members of 4Ps?
So far, basing on the records or documents submitted to me by our bureau or division, the National Housing Targeting System or Office, we have identified 1.3 families or household na nakalagay na sa non-poor section. So pag nailagay ka sa non-poor na, Ms. Pinky, that means to say, hindi ka na kailangan dyan sa 4Ps. Graduate ka na. 1.3 so far we have identified. But we're still working another 600 pa. So baka umabot ito ng 2 million. We have to delist kasi nga yung ibang problema, Ms. Pinky, hindi na namin makita kung saan sila. Yung iba naman ay ayaw kami pagbuksan. We have we identified ourselves na tiga DSWD po kami, 4-piece program, sasarahan kami ng pinto or wala na sila dyan. And this is conditional, Ms. Pinky, na conditional cash transfer. Ibig sabihin, may mga kondisyones siya. Isa sa mga kondisyon doon, you have to inform the DSWD kung lilipat ka na ng bahay from one barangay, you're going to another barangay, you have to inform us. Or pag kumakatok kami, nandoon din sa condition, if we come to your house and ask you questions for an update, if kailangan papasukin mo kami, sagutin mo kami. Failure to do so, Ms. Pinky, will really result na you will be delisted from our list of 4-piece beneficiaries.
So tumaas pa po yung posibleng ma-delist from 1 million. Now, you are looking at about 2 million of them delisted.
Yes, Ms. Pinky. Kaya nga, dino-double check namin just to make sure. Kasi right now, we have like about 1.3 sa nakalist na siya sa non-poor. Pag sinabi kasi non-poor, nakakatayo na yun sa sarili nilang mga paa. They can survive, ika nga, day-to-day, Ms. Pinky. Tapos yung mga anak nila maaring nag-graduate na, so hindi na sila papasok doon. But we're still working on another 600. Hinahanap namin ho ito ngayon, kinakatok binabahay-bahay kasi ito ring mga sumbong, we get phone calls, we get emails na dito sa bahay na ito, example si Erwin Tulfo dyan, nasa 4-piece nyo, pero meron siyang papahan, meron siyang patubigan. Pag may business ka na, hindi ka na dapat kasama sa 4-piece, Ms. Pinky. Yun ang inaapura namin, and then we will submit this list sa Malacanang very, very soon.
Secretary, now that you mentioned that, I wanted to find out from you, is there really a better way of improving those qualified under the 4-piece? Just siguro what I'm thinking right now is it's such a tedious job, sabihin na natin, sa mga tauhan ninyo na kumatok sa bahay-bahay, tanungin, magbigay ng update yung mga households hinggil sa katayuan nila at the moment. Is there a better way to do this? Are you thinking of a strategy? I'll give you an example, sir. Sabihin po natin, hindi ho ba kapag qualified ka sa 4-piece, dapat you get something like pag nasa senior high school, 700, kapag elementary ho ata, 500 or 300. Kasi ang punto ko ho dito, kung meron hong database at nandun po yung mga edad ng kanilang mga anak, at some point, more or less malalaman nyo kung nag-graduate na po yung mga anak, pending that, well, of course, pumasa po yung kanilang mga anak. Hence, they will be automatically delisted. Is there such a thing, sir?
Well, unfortunately, Ms. Pinky, that's a good question. We're in the process of digitalizing the entire department kasi may problema talaga, and that is also one of the orders of the President to digitalize particular na yung departamento namin kasi we have a problem here na paghihingi ng tulong dito, for example, sa central office namin, dito kami sa may Batasan, hihingi na siya ng pang-burial niya rito. And then he or she goes to San Fernando, Pampanga, about 2 hours away, our regional office there. Makakahingi na naman siya doon. Then if he or she travels to Region 4 B office, abay makakahingi na naman siya doon. Hindi siya real time. May system kami. So, ang problem kasi dito, pag in-enter mo yung pangalan, for example, Erwin Tulfo, hindi ka agad makikita nung Region 3 or Region 4 office namin. I don't know why there's a delay, pero inaayos na namin yan ngayon, Ms. Pinky, para kagaya niya yung sinasabi mo na listing, meron naman, pero parang sa sobrang dami at saka kailangan i-update siguro talaga from time to time, and we really need experts to do this, a technical group to really innovate this, yung bagong grupo para maisaayos at mailagay sa standard yung system namin, Ms. Pinky.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, no, sir, because it also takes away a lot of burden doon sa mga tauhan nyo. I know that before we went on air, sabi nyo you have about 28,000 in the department, but marami dyan are really focused dito po sa 4-piece. And digitalization will be a big help in your department, of course. Just a last question on this, sir, because we still have a lot to talk about. Ano hong target ninyo para completely ma-delist yung mga unqualified sa 4Ps?
Wala naman kaming target, Ms. Pinky. Ang target namin, alisin yung mga hindi na qualified because identified ng aming National Housing Targeting Office ay 15 million Filipinos living below poverty level. So kailangan na matulungan yon. Right now we have 4.4. Ang mangyayari kasi dito, kung aalis tayo ng almost 2 million katao, may mga nag-aantay pa na sa waiting list na, Ms. Pinky. So we have to replace that and put them in the list para tuloy-tuloy. Sila naman ang matulungan natin. Another batch na, Ms. Pinky.
Can you help me understand the situation, sir? When you said that there are about 15 million, tama ho ba, poorest of the poor? Hindi ba ibig sabihin nun kapag 15 million poorest of the poor, sila po yung dapat makatanggap ng 4Ps?
Exactly. Yun talaga yung target na 15 million identified. Kailangan. Kaya mahaba-haba yung listahan namin. Kaya maraming nagko-comment pa nakikita mo sa mga Facebook pages ng DSWD o Facebook page ko. Kami rin gusto namin makasali pero nasa waiting list pa sila, Ms. Pinky. Kailangan we have to remove kasi hindi naman talaga kakayanin ng pondo namin ang buong 15 million na yan. Ipasok natin lahat. Kailangan may mag-graduate, kailangan may alisin tayo para matugunan nga yung bilang. We only have so much fund to support a certain number of individuals, Ms. Pinky.
It doesn't look like, it seems like a very challenging job, Secretary. All right, but we need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, DSWD Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Secretary, I hope you don't mind. No? Babalikan ko lang itong mabilis kasi it's a little bit confusing even to my some people in the office. So kung ang pinakamahirap po ay 15 million, yan po ay 15 million households. Tama ho ba?
Yung 15 million, yes, 15 million households. No, people, persons, yes. Yun ang pinakamahirap.
Persons, okay.
Individual,
okay, now,
individual, not household. So I'm sorry.
Got
individual.
It. So, okay, thanks for that clarification. I'm going to tell you that I was also confused about that. So kung 15 million na tao yan, ang sinasabi, individuals.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir. I missed that.
Yeah, I said I'm sorry. Yeah, 15 million. We're talking of tao, yung individual. Yes. Not
Copy, sir. Okay, thank you.
Household. Kasi kung household, sobrang dami na noon. Kasi may mga families na 8 people.
Times 4, times 5. Ano na po yun, mga 60 million na mga katao. Lagay natin sa 4 to 5 per household. Okay.
Exactly.
It's good that we clarified that so we have a better understanding of the situation. Also important is this other topic, sir. I understand that you had a meeting with the NDRRMC. What was discussed? What are the priorities? Ano ho ang kailangan i-improve? Because the last time we spoke, sabi nyo nga, bago pa dumating ang typhoon o bagyo, nandun ka na. Nandun ka na para tumulong. And being there is not enough. Of course, that is a boost. That is a big help. Pero syempre, problema po dyan, do you have enough, you need to pre-position goods. Are there enough warehouses for this? Do you have the money for this? And also logistics?
Again, like I told you earlier before our interview, Ms. Pinky, we presented that during last budget hearing last year. Pero I saw that. Pero inalis yung capital outlay. It will fall under capital outlay. Binawasan yung capital outlay namin for warehouses and then transportation. We really need transportation, yung mga wing vans para ma-deliver yung mga goods sa mga areas or provinces. Unfortunately, we don't have that. Ang isang pinaka-problem na nakita ko, Ms. Pinky, and I was briefed, is communication. Kasi yung the example was given yung sa Typhoon Odette. The government was warned like I think almost a week before na malakas yung bagyong tatama, darating siya. Yung communication na kasi I was asking how come if we were alerted, the government was alerted a week earlier or 1 week before, how come we still we had like 400 casualties or fatalities. Ang sagot sa akin kasi communications sir, yung breakdown doon sa LGU level na hindi nila na-warningan siguro yung mga kababayan nila na mga nakatira sa mga paanan ng bundok o sa may mga tabi ng ilog, hindi na-warningan. So, a problem pa rin is a breakdown ng communications, Ms. Pinky.
You know, it's good you mentioned that, sir, because I wanted to ask you that too. Let's look at that problem and focus on it. Communication absolutely necessary in situations like this, but more so, naalala niyo ho ba yung nangyari din sa Dinagat Island? Ano po? They were off any sort of communication. Saan ho ba tayo umaasa? Hindi ho ba sa cellphone? Kapag bumaba po ang communications line, there will be no communication whatsoever. How do you intend to be able to resolve problems such as this?
My suggestions yung sa Disaster Management Bureau namin, before DSWD, meron kami mga radio, mga repeaters para kung may brownout man, kasi radios pwede mo patakbuhin ng baterya lang. From one, yung mga repeaters na dito sa Manila, pwede akong marinig all the way sa Palawan because of repeaters. So yun yung pinaplano namin na Ms. Pinky, pag mapagbibigyan tayo ng Congress, we will be requesting for funds for communication. Ito yung gagamitin namin para kahit nasa dito ako sa Maynila or nasa doon siya sa Bohol, makakahingi siya ng tulong sa pinakamalapit na regional office namin sa Cebu. So mapapadalhan siya doon. Yun ang napag-usapan namin because yes, tama ka, pag wala ng kuryente, wala ng cellphone, definitely wala namang signal, pero ang radio meron pa rin, Ms. Pinky.
Opo, yung isa nga po pero medyo mahal, hindi ho ba yung tinatawag ng mga sat phones?
Exactly. Wala naman pera ang gobyerno na lahat ng regions natin papadalhan natin ng sat phones. It's very expensive. Tapos yung cost pa na per minute, pagka mahal-mahal parang ginto. So it's very, very hard to acquire those and have those, Ms. Pinky.
It was just, I remember it was one discussion pagka siguro tinatawag nga na hindi na natin malaman ano yung mga nangyayari pag after a typhoon because communication lines are down. There was also a proposal sa bawat mga LGU which I'm sure can help, will be a big help para sa inyo na magkaroon nga ng such devices. At least I don't know how much magkano po yan pero para lang po pag dumating ang sakuna at hindi po sila makontak, merong paraan para malaman kung ano nangyayari doon. All right. Again, Secretary, we just need to take another short break. We will be right back. Our source today, DSWD Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Secretary, just the very important yung prepositioning of goods. How is it so far? Kasi 'di ba meron din po tayong naririnig ng mga balita paminsan-minsan na nasisira po itong mga stored goods dahil pati yung kanilang storage facility ay tinatamaan ng bagyo.
Okay. During my first week, Ms. Pinky already instructed all the regional directors and then yung disaster management division namin na to preposition. Usually, before, Ms. Pinky, nag-preposition naman talaga 2 years before. Kasi nagbago yan, si dating Pangulong Duterte nagalit doon sa ibang mga LGU. Ang ginagawa nila, binubuksan nila yung mga relief, mga food packs ng DSWD, hahati-hatiin sa 4 na pamilya at lalagyan ng mga pangalan nila yung mga plastic bag. Nagalit ang Pangulo doon, kaya pinatigil niya yung prepositioning. Ngayon, binabalik natin kasi parang mas easier yun, mas madali para sa LGU na makarating ka agad doon sa kanila. Tama ka, walang mga warehouses na maganda, pero yun lang talaga ang ginagawa namin. Ini-inspection muna namin na Ms. Pinky kung okay bang paglalagyan ng LGU. Wag naman, dapat dry area, hindi siya aabutin ng baha, hindi siya mababasa para hindi ka agad mabulok or madurog. Tapos another problem, because yung sinasabi mo expired na. Ang ginagawa kasi ng LGUs, Ms. Pinky, papadalhan namin like last week, kung pinadalhan namin dumating nung Monday, Ang ginagawa kasi ng LGU ay ilalagay nila dyan sa warehouse. Pag may dumating na bago, dahil sasabihin nila, konti na lang ang ayuda, ang food packs namin, Secretary, we need some more. So papadalhan namin. Yung nilagay nila dyan o yung natitira dyan, yung unang kung pinadala ditong Monday, itutulak lang nila sa likod. So dapat first in, first out. Yung binigay ko sa iyo nung Monday, dapat yun ang nasa harapan. Kasi pag tinulak mo yun, dahil may bago kang goods, masisira talaga yun. Dahil makakalimutan mo na pag hindi ka dinaanan ng bagyo. Another thing, nagtatago talaga sila parang safety. Nakakalimutan nila, uy, meron pa pala tayong binigay yung DSWD noong June 11, noong July 11. November na, December na. So nakakalimutan nila dahil nagre-reserve sila. Kaya ang sabi ko, Ms. Pinky, sa mga regional directors ko, inform this LGUs na huwag naman nilang itago o pwede sila maglagay. Pero make sure pag malapit na mag-expire, ibayad nila yan para doon sa Food for Work program. Gusto nila magpalinis ng kalsada, mag-ayos ng mga building, ng mga tao na walang pera, walang makain. Doon nila gamitin at ito yung pambayad nila, ito mga ayuda nila kung hindi nagamit ito sa disaster, Ms. Pinky.
And that would not be in any way or form a violation of the law, sir. I just wanted to clarify that because if the goods are supposed to be there for victims of, let's say, typhoons, pwede ho bang gamitin nearing its expiration for Food for Work program?
Yes, ma'am. As long as hindi pa siya mag-expire, makikita naman nila. Kaya nga ngayon, yung lahat ng mga boxes namin, Ms. Pinky, doon sa harap ay nakalagay na expiry date. For example, November nakalagay, November 25th, 2022. Kasi yun may mga yung ang problema kasi madaling magbulok yung rice, yung mga bigas kasi pag hindi siya vacuum pack. Pero pag vacuum pack siya, Ms. Pinky, umaabot siya ng 1 year. Yang ginagawa ng mga nakita na sa video yan, hindi siya vacuum pack. Yan ibang good for 3 months lang yan. So meron kami boxes na vacuum pack, meron din mga hindi. Ito talaga yung mabilisan dapat ibigay kaagad sa mga tao, Ms. Pinky.
DSWD Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Sir, I wish we had more time. I wanted to talk about the, meron mo kasi kayong dalawang tauhan dyan na nirelieve nyo po, but wala na po tayong oras. I hope to speak to you again sometime soon. And take care of yourself, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pinky. Good morning.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.